Greetings again, Love Tides, and we are back with the final segment, the final part of this discovery, this diagnosis of HIV on my life. As we left off with just some encouraging words and some, experiments that were unofficial, now we fast forward to the current state that I'm in now. This is 2020. I am currently undergoing a research study that's actually official, that I actually found on Jacked. So around, I would say, but it was towards the end of 2019, I believe. And I had to come back like another few months because they wanted to make sure that I was on medication for at least 6 months before I start this treatment. So this treatment entails a lot of different things. I'm actually going to a appointment tomorrow. So what this university does in Manhattan is they create this artificial antibodies serum, medicine, infusion, some type of RX. They inject it into people, experimenting to make sure, or see rather, if this will be something that, will keep them undetectable, keep them with no viral load, keep their CD4 count up. So they test you in the beginning, they do an eye exam, they do a lot of different things. I travel there now once a week. I was able to get into the study. It took a lot. Like I said, it took at least like 7 to 8 months before I got into the study officially. And the study lasts for close to a year. They do your blood work like several times. They make sure, but they test you for STDs, whether it's gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, whatever, there is maybe trichomoniasis. And what they do is they test your viral load, your CD4 count, all that good stuff. And then they give you like the instructions on what the study is about. There is compensation. It's not very much, but it's still compensation. And it's something that I think, even though I'm not the researcher, I like to be a part of research and one day be a researcher. I do plan to get my PhD in the next 5 or 6 years. So hopefully this will give me some type of inclination on if I can actually, do this type of work, because there's a lot of paperwork involved, a lot of writing, a lot of just studying, a lot of statistically looking at the numbers. But back to the story at hand. Being that I'm HIV positive, so that I can see, what this treatment was going to be and how it was going to be, and if there was going to be some type of benefit to this. In the end, they'll tell me whether this particular drug is going to be working for me forever, if it's going to be on the market, and how many years or how many months or whatever it's going to be. I believe that everyone who is diagnosed with this disease is not eligible for this study, because this study is mainly for people who show that they can be undetectable for long periods of time. So in the beginning of the study, every week I was going for and it's been at least 3 months now, coming back with either undetectable or something that's 50 or lower. That's a blessing. That's great. I did get scared when I got that 50 one time, but just praying that it doesn't happen again, or that it doesn't go up, because if it goes up, then there are situations to where they may put you back on your medication, because right now I'm not taking any pills. I'm actually taking the infusions of the medication that they produce artificially, and that's going into me now once a month. And initially, when they first started, like the first 2 months or the first month and a half, it was every 2 weeks. Now it's every 4 weeks or every month. And I see the change. I've actually started eating differently too. I went on a vegetarian diet, as you saw in my other video. I went vegetarian and slight pescatarian because, I do dabble in the fish and seafood sometimes. I had a situation too where I was, you know, depressed, and I couldn't tell my closest family. And just recently, before I even started making these videos about my diagnosis, I told my family, my immediate family. My mother, I had told her, and I knew that there were things that were not really, like, she understands it, but I'm her son, obviously, and she kind of felt like I should have told her before. And when I did tell her last year, she was very, she hung up with me immediately, because I don't know for sure, but I think she went to kind of go and cry a little bit. It made me want to cry. It made me think like, oh my gosh, my mother is like hurting now because I told her this, and you know, and she was the only person at the time that I can confide in, that I felt comfortable with telling. And then recently, like I said, I told my other immediate family. I told my grandmother, I told my aunt, I told my brothers, I told my sister. They were telling me, one said, well, why couldn't you tell us before? The other one said, well, I'm glad you told us now, but I would have hoped you would have maybe told us a year after, because at least you would have had time to deal with or at least soak in or digest the diagnosis into your system, so that you can understand it and you're comfortable with it. You have a handle on it. So I felt really good telling them after, and I wanted to, and don't hate me for this, don't like chop off my head, but I called my brothers and my sister on a four-way call, because I didn't want to say it 3 different times. And that was probably the best decision that I could have made by doing it that way. And I let them know that now that you all know, I don't have any problem with sharing this with the world, sharing this with, you know, people that know me outside of just my friends and my family. I am happy to say that my family is supportive. My extended family is supportive. Shout out to my cousin Ashley, who has been very supportive. You should go check out her YouTube channel. Her name is Amazing Ashley, AHMAZIN, Ashley. Yeah, so I just feel like everything about this time is right. Although we've gone through a lot of crazy things in this country, in this world, during this COVID, and during this election. Just so you know, I did vote. As you can see, I voted early. I just want everything to be, I mean, we want utopia, but obviously that may not be realistic. But HIV is definitely something that we had an issue with in the 80s, and people were dying left and right, especially here in New York City. And I just don't want people to feel like that is what it is now. Medical advances, scientific technology has pushed us forward to where we are today, where we have medication that's going to keep you living for a long time. So be strong out there. Thank you all so much for watching my last segment. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions, I will be doing a Q&A soon. Please send Q&As to my Instagram or my Facebook, or even, you know, in the comment section, and I'll be sure to put that in my next video. Answer any questions, whatever I left out, please let me know. Feel free to contact me, email, whatever. I will be leaving all my information in my description box below. Please comment, like, subscribe, and share this video with all your friends, all the loved ones you have, and anyone who you think this may help. Please share it. And I thank you again for watching, and until next time, have a wonderful day.